again. Um, One thing I have to clarify, so I'm going to find out myself after gathering information from Christian Prince and Rob Christian long time ago from Rob Christian. Just fixing my mic here. So I'll have to take out my mic to show you something. Some said it's see how we could have been, see if we were lied to by the Quran experts and all. Sleeve, her sleeve, right? What this ayat I found in Surah Tahrim, guarded her chastity or guarded. So what is this? Modesty? The Surah Noon, if you would open to Surah Noon, verse 5. So I was checking in it, breathed into it, sorry, into it, this word, whereas this word gives out the clue where it was breathed into. So yeah, I have to come to this verse. Sorry, I have to, because I mentioned it earlier. So you see, private part, chastity or modesty, what is it? Even, oh, I always do this mistake. I don't have to close. So, Surah Momine, Mominun, right? Verse 5. Sorry, I have to use Quran.com. Sorry, excuse me. I don't mean. And they who guard their private parts. So this is about Maryam, the spirit. Uh, we breathe into her, like in her sleeve or in her neck. Where did the spirit, through the spirit we breathed? No, we breathed into her. So we'll see that, right? This is, I made a mistake mentioning it, and now I've put myself in trouble. And saying that I don't know what Christian Prince or I was just gathering information. So in it, why they say it's this, right? This word. The Quran also says here in Surah Noon, verse 5, modesty in English. Furujihim, lifurujihim. Private part, is it their modesty? How can you God breathe into Bibi Maryam's modesty? It's private parts. Others say, Yusuf Ali says, who abstained from sex. So you find this word, furujihim, right? It means private part. And if it means modesty here, they've put modesty here. In Surah Mu'minun, Ayat 5. Working it out, where was it breathed into Maryam? No, I don't have to close it. I think I have the ayat here. Anyways, since I'm on the search thing, there is Surah Anbiya too, but I think they showed us Surah Tahrim from Surah Tahrim, and you know, one who guarded her chastity. So we blew into her, and these people put comment in brackets. So it's in Surah Anbiya too. We breathe into it, the one who guarded her. They say guarded her. See how they have lied to us and themselves. An example of Mary, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity. So we blew into through our angel or into her. Here, her is missing. Her garment in brackets. See, they have to put brackets and all this. So, most probably, Christian Prince is right about this. See how we have been deceived. So, you get the who from private, is it private part? Is it modesty? What makes sense? We don't know Arabic, but we're trying to make sense. So, I searched first into her, into fi, ha, and fihi. Fihi is here, into it. What I didn't see was this part, her chase. فرجها. Farjaha. So this whole ayat read together, the Maryam and and Maryam, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity. So we breathe into it. Into what? فرجها. Into her chastity. Okay, here they put it chastity, like God wants to cover and be very decent. But they, so we breathed into it. فيه. Into her chastity. It can't be sleeve, arm sleeve, into the arm or into the neck, this opening here. How do you guard your chastity? Right? One point. How do you guard your chastity? From the neck or the arm sleeve that he breathes into her in her sleeve. Where do you guard your chastity? Mouth. Surah Tahrim, ayat 12. So this, فرجها. Her chastity she guarded, her private part, because when you go to Surah Mu'minun, here, even though Quran.com has modest. لفروجهم. What a lie. And they who guard their private parts. لفروجهم. What can God breathe into Maryam? Her modesty, her chastity, or her private parts? Why does Sahih International, and I know my own translation, the Quran I had, it said, and they who guard their private parts. What does it mean? Men and women private parts, right? Private parts. Unfortunately, here, look how they've lied. لفروجهم. Of their modesty. And then to cover this, they have to say, to cover this. Look how the Muslims have lied to you and deceived you. Quran experts. So you find out for yourself now. Such a shock. My head went down again in shock. So she guarded her chastity, so we breathe into it of our spirit. Into what? Not the sleeve. Please have a look at this. Salutations, Christian Prince, Rob Christian. Please have a look at this. You will be very, very grateful. You see, these Muslims, then they say, oh, the misconception hai, ye hai, there's a misconception. Oh, can you hear me? Then the Muslims say there's a misconception, the Christian Prince, this, that, foreigner. No, no, no. I found it myself now. I was in a shock, but still, can you see this? Where can he breathe into her chastity? Where? Into it. It doesn't say into her sleeve here. It doesn't say. It says into it. Right? Look at the lies. Look at the deception. Covering. I did my own research now. Oh, there's a misconception. Oh, these people say that this is not this not mean private part of a woman. This mean her chastity. Breathe into it in brackets. They put what they put. Her garment. Here. What they put in Surah Mu'minun. Huh? Modesty. I tell you, these Muslims lying, covering one verse after another. Very modestly, God has put, guard your private parts, guard your modesty. In Surah Mu'minun. Ooh. Huh? How many translation you need? Guard their chastity, who strictly guard their private parts. Who abstain from sex. Guard their chastity. Abul Halim. Those who safeguarded their private parts. This is abridged explanation of the Quran ayat, this one. Those who safeguarded their private parts by keeping them far from fornication, homosexuality, and shameful actions. So they remain pure and chaste. Some jinn gotten into me and trying to shaitan. So they remain pure and I not to speak like that. Anyhow, even my grammar going, everything going bad, spoiling. You see, furujahem, and English translation here also word by word, not accurate. So here covering up that God so decent, he not put acha, God very decent. You will have voluptuous women. God very decent. You can't cover everything up. You know, it means breast. Voluptuous women. What Imam Sadiq say about this? And full-breasted companions of equal age, voluptuous women you will have in heaven. Maidens with pear-shaped breasts. Pear-shaped. Now they make a fruit. Pear. Muhammad Sarwar. Pear-shaped breasts. Mohsen Khan and young full-breasted mature maidens of equal age. Arbery and maidens with swelling breasts, like of age. You see, here they, who, how could they have now here one translation coming, what? Very, very decent. Which translation? Voluptuous women? Swelling breasts? What does? You got very decent. You're one Allah. Imam Sajjad say, so here you cover yourself in all black, and not to show there. Finally got to say full breast. What need of this breast? Now, do you need women full breasted and do you need to love a woman and not to look at? We say here, what is going on? I don't understand. I not know. I'm not a good speaker. We say here, please, why you hide and deceive us? I not to learn how to take the lie gracefully in life. I try afterward how to take liars and deceivers gracefully. Patience with patience. For the sake of thy Lord do thou endure patiently. Quran ayat. How are you going to, why you lie like this? I want to put something in my mouth. Some sugar, saccharin, I don't know. I don't know. So anyways, I was at the point, so I clarified this now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Christian Prince and Rob Christian, I don't blame them. It's not a sleeve. I not to know what it is. Somewhere it is put that in Bibi Mariam, Surah Mariam, sorry, that or somewhere in Surah Tahrim. You see, we breathed into her. Your God not decent. Surah Anbiya. Into her, and now they give me Adam. Where? Her fashion, due proportion? These Muslims want to hide, you know? We blew into the farja of Mary. See, the one who guarded her vagina. So we blew into her. Very, very good. This one. But sight cannot be reached. Surah Anbiya, verse 91. Also there. Not only Surah Tahrim, Surah Anbiya 91. Surah Anbiya So how Jesus like Adam? I know God miraculous, right? But Jesus have a mother. So they said that at that Jesus' time, the miracles, people were performing miracles, healing powers. So that's why God sent Isa, miraculous birth, by this process of, and remember when, and remember her who protected her private part. So we blew in her. Now it says in her, alive, not in it. See, good. You see this? No, into her, fiha, into her, not okay. Here it say into her. So we breathe. She who guarded her chastity, farjaha. She who guarded her private part, actually. So now, where you breathe into her, where we are not told, just into it. So you make out English, good comprehension, geniuses, high comprehension. You comprehend, you read, comprehend. You see, if you say in it, in her chastity would be in her private part, would be in her vagina. Surah Mu'minun. You check for Jaha, and I give you, I remember in Surah Mu'minun, if you are not very familiar with the Quran and Arabic at all, you remember Surah Mu'minun, go there, look at that ayat, ayat 5, or right? Like I showed you earlier, what the farjaha means. Some say they protected their modesty. But I know of another translation also, and I find here too, private part. Men and women, private part. That plural put maybe, but this private part. So we breathe into her. Why these people, put in brackets into her sleeve or into her garment like that? Quran experts put in brackets, right? So we blew in her alive, safeguarded. So we breathe into her. Here they put into her, so they get away. God get away, but not here in Surah Tahrim. That's why Christian Prince and the Rob Christian give us Surah, I don't have to, Surah Tahrim ayat and show us, because here when you read the whole ayat, right? Take a deep breath. Maybe we are low in are shocked and not able to see properly or understand or comprehend. It's okay. We might make a mistake. We will come back. I will come back. Uh, it's not the end of the world. You do your research also together with this. And Maryam, Mar- uh, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her private part. So we breathed. It says chastity here for farjaha. So we breathe into it. That's why Christian Prince, genius. Rob Christian, genius. They not to go into Surah Anbiya, into her. Here, he make a mistake. He say into it, he, he, into it, not into her. So now Muslims have very thin chance to defend this ayat from Rob Christian, the true translation. Although they may have put, you know, coming, seeing that it is misconceived that they, what they say, misconceived? You have misconceived. Please stop hiding and stop making excuses. Allah ka khauf karo. You see, I come here making fool out of myself. I have low comprehension. Okay, I made a mistake here. See this, you. Bertrand Russell was right. And you know, in that coloring thing, take the color of Allah. Some translators put religion of Allah. How will these Pakistanis who not to know what the meaning of Arab word is know? Then they go after the Shias and all this. They don't even know their own religion. Arabic, Quran Arabic. These Pakistanis, most stubborn in this, most bigot, terrible. Muslims, non-Shias also. Shias also very stubborn. But Pakistanis, oh, corrupt, stubborn. Psychos. They not know their, they don't know Arabic. So this, look at this. Her chastity, not her chastity. Her private part. Well, Rob Christian or Christian Prince said this means female private part. Put word like that. Female, she guarded her private part. So we breathe into it. Now it makes sense. Breathe into it. It. Her private part, not her chastity. God, so even Quran, not her chastity, her private part. Oh, why isn't God saying, so we breathe into the neck or the sleeve? No, it says we breathe, this ayat says we breathe into it. And what it? What it? You know, in English, O level, if I put like it and they and that, teacher give me, be more clear. Teacher give me less marks for my English. Right? What it? It what? Be more clear, specific. So we breathe into her chastity, right? O level teacher giving me good point. You explained what it is. 100 over 100. Okay, in English, maybe not 100, but 99 over 100, right? You see this? Any Pakistani or any Muslim want to say anything to cover up more? hiding. Let me see. How much will you deceive? How much will you misguide? Private part chastity or what? Meaning? Question mark. Modesty? Put in Surah Mu'minun, verse 5. So I would be saying that the more likely, yes, Christian Prince and Rob Christian are right about this verse and this word for Jaha. You see, doing my own research, I show again, just now, hopefully, closing with it, Surah Mu'minun. Surah Mu'minun, verse 5. You see, private of their modesty, they, men and women, I think, yeah, they, men and women, believers, those who safeguarded their private parts, not their, this Quran word by word ayat in English say their modesty. Wrong. This wrong here. Quran.com. 23rd chapter of the Quran, verse 5. Why? Because when we go, we see how can thin air modesty breathe spirit in Bibi Mariam's modesty? No. Breathe into it. Stop lying about this to yourselves so that those learning, those who don't know the Arabic, Quran Arabic, you don't deceive her chastity. So it said she guarded her. What makes sense? Her chastity? God just breathed out of the blue into her chastity. Then some people put in bracket into her sleeve. Guarded her chastity. So we blew into, now Sahih International saying, see brackets coming, her garment through our angel. I, Gabriel, okay, into her garment. And Mufti Taqi Osmani saying, and Allah has also cited the example of Maryam, daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity, so we breathe into her. How you breathe into her? You he came, a spirit. No, we breathed into her, our spirit. What came? So God knows what came really. We're not told what came. We breathe into her. Again, we see whether we are wrong. She guarded her chastity, so we breathe into. Look, it is say fihi. Surah Anbiya, it is say fiha, into her, not into it. Right? So this also point to be noted. Here it say fihi. I show you Surah Anbiya. It is say we breathe into her. Fiha. Please don't lie. Because, you know, there's a lot at stake. This Quran blamed Christians, idol worshippers, Jews. Surah Anbiya, verse 91, right? Fiha. Where will I get the proper translation? Let me see here. Surah. You see, Fiha, into her. Yes, it is say here. And see, the sleeves of her. Some even, Muhammad Taqiyuddin al-Hilali. Muhammad Taqiyuddin al-Hilali. See, put in bracket the sleeves of her. Because it here it say into her. You not know where into her. Although here it say she guarded her chastity, let's put private part here. We breathe into it, no, into her. But in Surah Tahrim, so it right, they can put a sleeve, they can put into her shirt or garment, and they have. You see how they hide and they not understand their own God getting vulgar. In Surah Tahrim, oh, I not have to do this. Where is it, Surah Tahrim? You are doing a great injustice. You are defending a false religion. You see, here it says fihi, into it, not into her. So she guarded her private part, so we breathe into it. You get it what I mean? Or what this means? Okay, in Surah Anbiya, it said that we breathe into her. They can put in brackets, garment, this, that. And what farjaha mean? Wide connotation, wide meaning of private part. Modesty, you can call it, but please be very accurate in this verse. Because in this verse, it say, so we breathe into it. Into what? It. It what? When you complete the sentence, if you've done O-level English, O-level students would know this. You see, when we say that she guarded her private part, so we breathe into it, teacher will say, can you be more specific? Breathe into it what? Into what? Into it. What is the it? Be specific about the it here. But he didn't want to be specific here about the it. He didn't want to double. See, I can't explain this properly. So we guarded her chastity. So we breathed into her chastity. It, yani, meaning, it meaning her chastity. How can you breathe into her chastity? It's chastity when you say be chaste. You see, be modest. Modesty is not a human body part. There's a process here. And we are being told here, I'm not telling you, breathed where? Modesty is just a verb, a description. What do you call it, right? Verb, this thing. I've forgotten all my O-level English. It's just it's a description of what she was, guarded her chastity. But then what did you breathe into it? Into it. If in English you put IE, her garment, teacher will say, okay, I'll give you like a 6 maybe out of 10 exam. If I write this explaining this sentence, let's say it's a sentence, it's a verse, and Maryam, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her private part, so we breathe into it, meaning her private part. It will fall into place, right? Immediately you'll understand this it mean her private part. Here, the sentence speaks for itself. Breathe into it. It is what? It doesn't say her garment. It says her chastity, but these people have written her chastity. Breathed into her chastity, does it make sense? Breathe into her modesty. God is telling us that He breathed. So we breathed into what? Tell us, sleeve, neck, her can't be her chastity. Her aura. So you fail to explain to the Christians, even me, as a Shia when I was, this verse properly. You have not been clear. There you say her, into her. Am I supposed to take the Surah Anbiya? No, you've said here it. Please, why did you say it here? Because I'm not taking Surah Anbiya verse and saying breathe into her. Okay, there you can generalize, put in brackets, i.e. sleeves or the garment somewhere or the neck somewhere. You know, you can do that. Garment or the sleeve or overall on her. Puka, right? But here, the verse tells you, very clever, whoever did this, for Jaha, her chastity. This would mean it can't be. Can you breathe into be chaste? Be chaste. You cannot breathe into someone's chastity. You can breathe, it's a quality of a character, a disposition. But what is the body part that we keep chaste? Right? From sexual things. So, to make proper English sentence, what would we say this it is? And we will remove chastity, the word. It's just a quality of a person. We will put private part, meaning that so we breathe into it, the private part of our spirit, the private part of Maryam, daughter of Imran. And don't try to stop me when I'm explaining and showing the truth. You would like to hide it. You would like to hide from your sins. You're very scared. It will not help you. You can't see this. You can't see someone correcting you. You can't hear. Then you are saying you are the believers of Haqq, the Allah, one Allah. Hasib Kang, yes, hi, hello. What is What may I do for you? Are you here seriously to learn? Right? So please pay attention. Hello, brother, most welcome. And hope you are serious about this. As well. Okay, trial and error, mistakes, learning. And I think Christian Prince is a genius, very accurate. Rob Christian is a genius, very accurate. I will be making mistakes. I'm still exploring. So please understand that. And thank you for being here, Hasib Kang. Kang. Thank you very much, Kang. So, any questions? Hasib Kang, do you have any questions? Are you still here? Take this very seriously, Hasib Kang. Thank you for the hi. Hello. Hi. So are you serious here, please? I may make mistakes, but what Christian Prince showed and what Rob Christian showed. There in Surah Anbiya, yes, right, it's say. But here the sentence structure, if you say, well, there it say her, into her. But here it say into it. Here it's more specific, which part of her. Do you get it? So we did not, God did not breathe into overall Maryam, but into it. So you can't take the Surah Anbiya verse and say, that's more general, into her. Here it's more specific, and it does say into it. There it says fiha. Here it says fihi. Right, like that. If I'm not, look. Surah Anbiya verse, it is say fiha, meaning into her, right? Fiha, if I'm just not mistaken about the Arabic word. Fiha, see? Into her. This is more general. She guarded her chastity, farjaha, so we breathe into her. This well put sentence, general, and if you put chastity here, it doesn't matter because we breathe into her, like just into her. Into her would be like how he breathed into Adam, or so into her, where we don't know, but overall, general, into her. Good and well, general. But see, here in Surah Tahrim, it's a fi, he, into it. Now, here it's being more specific. It is an it. It is a thing, and it is not her, into her. You see this? Into it. So we breathe into it, into it. More specific. God is getting specific. Surah Anbiya, verse 91, God was general, into her. Here God is getting more specific. So you cannot put she guarded her chastity. Now it's getting more specific. So you also get here specific. Who guarded her private part. So we breathe into it, her private part. See, I just take my
فرجها
her, chased it, not her.
فنفخنا
So we breathe
فيه
into it. It's more specific, not her, not fiha, like in Surah Anbiya, verse 91. Fihi, into it, more specific. So where could God have breathed into it? Here.
أحصنت
Guarded
فرجها
her private part. And so
فنفخنا
we breathed into
فيه
fihi, into it, the private part
فرجها
of hers. The private part of her, more specific, the ayat. So you cannot take recourse to Surah Anbiya, verse 91, and say, well, God said here, into her. Why is he being specific into it, a thing here? There, more general, you would say, here, more specific, meaning God breathed into her private part. Please don't lie and deceive people, covering your lies about the Quran ayats. Have some fear of Allah, claiming to be believers, Muslims. Thank you. I will come back later.